And now, Big Sky Friday Nights with Russ Reed.
You're watching Big Sky Friday Nights only on NBC Montana. Yeah!
But we'll see. Yep. Big game Bozeman High.
And now, Big Sky Friday Nights with Russ Reed.
You're watching Big Sky Friday Nights only on NBC Montana. Yeah!
A big game at Bozeman High tonight as the Hawks were one of 3 teams fighting for 2 playoff spots. One game that would have a big effect was in Kalispell as Glacier hosted Missoula Hellgate. And if the Wolfpack beat the Knights tonight, Bozeman would need a win to get in. And one of those teams, Glacier, of course, and here we go. Fans didn't even have time to find their seats before the scoreboard got busy tonight. First play from scrimmage is Drew Turner exploding up the middle, and once it's a foot race, you can kiss the future Montana Grizzly goodbye, 7-0 Wolfpack. And speaking of foot races, remind me not to get into one of those with Mark Estes. Here's the Glacier wide receiver and future Montana State Bobcat streaking down the field and hauling in a perfect pass from Evan Todd. Glacier jumps out to a 21-0 lead 8 minutes in. Final seconds of the opening quarter, and the Knights get into the end zone. Raleigh Wooster fakes the handoff and keeps it himself for 6 to put Hellgate on the board, but Glacier was no match tonight for Hellgate. This time Todd finds Max Morris, who fights across for the touchdown, and Glacier wins big, 69-21 the final score. So that means the Hawks needed a win tonight to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Bozeman hosting Billings Skyview Falcons on senior night, and Montana State head coach Jeff Choate pumping up his son Jory before the seniors' last home game. We start out on Skyview's first drive. The Falcons go play action. Brock Bushfield steps up in the pocket, but he's sacked by Jory Choate, and the ball is free. Casey Peterson picks it up on the bounce, and he's dragged down in Skyview territory. Big play for Bozeman. Then on the ensuing drive, Hawks near the goal line. The handoff goes to Choate, who plows it in for 6, and Choate rarely plays offense, but he is able to capitalize on the turnover he created. The Hawks would take a 7-0 lead with the extra point. And later in the first, Bozeman back at the goal line. Quarterback Chris Brown dives ahead on 4th and inches, and he gets the ball across the plane for 6 more points. Hawks will go up 14-0 with the PAT now in the second quarter. After a Bozeman fumbled punt return, Bushfield gives the ball to Logan Rodacker. He gets the corner and dives into the pylon for the touchdown. Just like that, Falcons back within 1 score. Hawks would then fumble in the red zone, and Skyview would make them pay. Bushfield hands off to Austin Carruthers, who slips the tackle inside. Then he bounces it out to the far sideline and is in for 6 more. Falcons trail 14-13 after a missed extra point. 5 seconds left in the half. Dalton Macy on the try and a 32-yard field goal. He puts it through to put Skyview up 16-14. Now in the third quarter, Bozeman on its first drive. Handoff goes to Joel Olson. Huge hole up the middle. The junior would go 73 yards to the end zone untouched to put Bozeman back in front. That was the big play the Hawks needed as they go on to win 42-22 to advance to the state playoffs. It was also senior night for the Butte High Bulldogs at Naranche Stadium. Butte hosting Missoula Big Sky in the regular season finale. And early in the first quarter, Eagles quarterback Levi Janicaro keeps the ball. Then he slices and dices his way through the defense, and he's just tripped up, but a huge gain into Bulldog territory. Just 2 plays later, Janicaro keeps it yet again, this time bulldozing his way into the end zone for 6 points. Big Sky would take a 7-0 lead, and Butte trying to answer with a quick score. Watch this lateral pass from Tommy Malott to the lineman Grayson Mandick. He shakes off a tackle, dives for the end zone, and scores. The senior helps the Bulldogs tie the game 5 minutes in. Big Sky with the ball back, and once again, Janicaro doing some damage. He jogs into the end zone for another Eagles touchdown. They led 14-7 after the first quarter, and now 4 minutes into the second, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Janicaro hurdles a man this time, then shakes off another for his 3rd touchdown run, and Big Sky leads 20-7. Butte now in a big hole and needing a score. Malott drops back to pass, lays it up for Brady Deck in the corner, and he comes down with it. Touchdown Bulldogs, and they trail 20-14, but Levi Janicaro was just too much to handle, and Missoula Big Sky goes on to beat Butte 49-21. Bulldogs finish the year 2-8.